Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and today I just don't have any time on my hands. It's like the holidays are coming up, Thanksgiving's in a couple days from when I'm shooting this video. Everything just seems so rushed and chaotic this time of year, right? So the last thing you want to do is add more chaos by doing a dinner that's going to be super involved. Now I know all my recipes for the most part, they're very easy to do. Some of them do call for a few more ingredients, but they're all easy and accessible. I wanted to do dinner tonight super quickly, lightning fast, and as if we're just, you know, in our car or our wagon, rolling really quickly with those wheels going, getting us from point A to B in no time flat. Remember that game, the Oregon Trail, we used to play like back, well, I did anyway, my generation. I was born in 1981. So that was like in elementary school, we would play that on the Commodore 64s and things like that. That took a long time to get from point A to point B. That's not happening here. However, I was inspired by those wonderful wagon wheel style pastas. You know, the ones that you use in art projects and things like that. You know, it's not often we cook with that. And I wanted to have some fun with it, especially because I wanted this to be a kid-friendly thing. And I feel like when something's shaped fun, like a fish or a wagon wheel, a kid's more prone to eating it. And we want that to happen if you have some picky eating kids, right? So we're gonna be making a very quick, incredibly flavorful pasta dish with just a few ingredients, less than 10 of them. Yes, you heard that correctly. And it's going to be a meaty, tomato-y, cheesy finish with maybe a little bit of taco flair flown into it. You'll see right away, it's amazing. So let's go, and because we're gonna make what I am going to call Chuckwagon Pasta, because of the wagon wheels. You'll see, you'll get it. Let's do it. We're gonna start with one medium yellow onion, and I'm gonna name this onion Peter Pan because it found its shadow. You see that? Look at that. Or groundhog, I'll call it. Whatever we're gonna call it. One medium yellow onion. And we're gonna slice and dice that onion up just like that. Now let's move on. Now I've just added some extra virgin olive oil to my Instant Pot. You see that there? And I heated it up on the saute function. Now, the reason why you didn't see that happen is because I forgot to hit record, but that's pretty basic. Extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 cup, and hit the saute button and adjust to the more or the high setting. Simple as that. After 3 minutes of heating, which it is, I'm gonna add in my onion. You hear that? Nice and hot and sizzling. Just like Bette Midler in that show, Sizzle 76 from Beaches. You know that song that she sings in it, right? I don't have to remind you here. Google it. Alright, so let's saute our onion for about 2 to 3 minutes in the pot. Alright, and after about 2 to 3 minutes of sauteing our onion, it'll become a bit translucent. We're gonna then add in 1.5 pounds of ground beef, or ground chuck. Get it? Chuckwagon? Like, you see what I'm going with this? We're gonna add that to the pot. And then take a spatula or a mixing spoon and break that ground beef up until it begins to crumble, and we're going to saute it for about another 3 minutes or so, just until it becomes completely crumbled and begins to brown a bit. It shouldn't be fully cooked, don't worry about that. Alright, you see that after about 3 minutes of sauteing my meat, it's browned a bit, it's nice and crumbly. I'm going to add in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. It looks like Worcestershire sauce. And I'm going to now scrape the bottom of my pot and deglaze it of any browned meat that have gotten stuck onto it. Worcestershire sauce does wonders at that, as well as wine. So give it a quick little scrape there, make sure we're good to go. Alright, let's move on. We're gonna add in 3.5 cups of a broth of your choice. In this case, I'm using garlic broth, as well as 1.5 cups of a marinara sauce of your choice. I like Victoria brand from Costco or Rao's. That's also really good. Try to use decent stuff. Of course, you can use whatever kind you want, but the better the sauce, the better the flavor. And for this, because we're doing like a trails type situation, we're gonna be going through different places, give it a little bit of like a Tex-Mex flair to it, if you will. I'm not sure if the Oregon Trail went to those parts, but this Oregon Trail, starting where we are, maybe it grazed a little bit. So I'm adding in a packet of taco seasoning. Give that all a stir. You don't have to add the taco seasoning if you don't want to, by the way. That's completely up to you, totally optional. Stir it up nice and good. Scraping the bottom of that pot once again to make sure that there's no brown bits stuck on there. And our next ingredient will be our pasta. For this, you guessed it, we are going to use wheels. Whether it be regular size wagon wheels or mini wheels. I can only find the mini ones in the market today, and I went to 3 different ones. but I've definitely seen regular wagon wheels around. I guess just maybe they're super popular right now. Everyone is just jumping on the bandwagon, so to speak. So I'm going to add in 1 pound, again, be it mini or regular size, of these wonderful wagon wheels. They're also sometimes known as Rotel, by the way, but that's actually confusing because I've actually seen rotini called Rotel as well. Every pasta brand, and they all have their own little things going on there. Let's add this to the pot. Now I'm not going to stir it, I'm simply going to smooth it out so it's nice and submerged in our sauce, meat, broth, onion, and oil, and I guess taco seasoning. And there we go. Now I'm going to put the lid on top. Now I'll come back down on my control panel and hit the cancel button, and then I'm going to hit the pressure cook button, and I want to go, guys, for 6 minutes at high pressure. Again, to change that, I hit the plus and minus for the time to go up and down, and then to change the pressure level, all I do again is hit this thing. Either it's going to be low or high. Simple as that. I'm always going to cook at high pressure. Then hit start, and then that's it. And now that we're done pressure cooking, we're going to perform a quick release. And with the pin dropping, that means it's time to get that lid off and check out our results. Ooh, and look at all those wagon wheels. We've just traveled all the way to Oregon. It's amazing. All right, let's give everything in here a stir. And you're gonna see so much of that sauce and the liquid, it's pretty much gone. It's magic. And it's all been absorbed by the pasta. So now let's stir everything up. And we're not done here, folks. We have a little bit more to add. I want to add in 2 more cups of that marinara sauce. Now, I keep it at room temperature. I don't keep it refrigerated because we don't want it to obviously cool down our pasta. And the reason why I'm adding more now versus ahead of time, so it's 3.5 cups total, 1.5 cups before, 2 cups after, is because we don't want it to clog up the pot with the meat in there and all that sauce in there and the pasta. We could risk a burn notice. We don't want that to happen because tomatoes, you can play with fire a little bit with that with coming to pressure. Add it to the pot, as well as 3 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, as well as a package of Boursin or any type of herb cheese. You can use my recipe for it. It's just as good. You can use something like Alouette, Rondelet, whatever that stuff is, a packet of it. You normally would find this in the market by like the fancy charcuterie cheese area. And then just stir everything up until all the cheese melds into the sauce. And you're gonna do this for about a minute. Also, if you don't feel like using the Boursin or a spreadable herb cheese, anything of that nature, you can just use some cream cheese instead, about half a brick, which is 4 ounces. But the herb cheese does add a richer flavor to it. Okay, folks, and there we have it. Chuckwagon Pasta, or should I call it Oregon Trail Pasta? I don't know yet. Well, whatever the title of this recipe comes to on the blog is what it's going to be called for the time being. But there we go. Perfect, cheesy, meaty wagon wheels to conjure up the homestead. Let's serve it up.
Conjure up a homestead.
What is the homestead? What does that mean?
Homestead's like where you live with your house and your little...
Well, the homestead is the Oregon Trail wagon that you took. So yeah, the wagon's the homestead, right? But just work with me here. All right, and grab a little bowl here and serve your pasta up. Okay, I could just keep spooning more into this bowl because it's going to be that delicious. Okay, and there we have it. Chuckwagon Pasta. I love this. It's going to be super fun. The kids are going to enjoy this because it's super fun to eat wheels that are, you know, pasta-like. So let's dig in. And now comes the best part, the eating of this journey we've just taken in the Instant Pot. And what a simple, quick, easy journey it was. Let's do it up. You've just found your new favorite dinner. Richard, get over here and give this a try. All right, here you go. This is what we call, he keeps touching his hair. Like, don't worry, your hair looks good. Looks nice. Give it a try, and let me know what you think.
It's very good. I like the wagon wheels in here because the pasta, like, it encapsulates a lot more. Like, you get, I don't know how to say it.
Sure. I mean, it makes the flavor really spin. You know what I mean? Like, gets the gears going on that one. Now also, if you can't find the mini wheels or the regular size wagon wheels, you can use any short form pasta, like a little macaroni, gemelli, or gemelli, however you want to pronounce that, cavatappi, or mezze penne,
These are the
like
mini
that.
ones?
These are mini wheels, believe it or not.
How big are the big ones?
The big ones are pretty big. They're like the size of like,
I think I only ever used those for art projects when I was a kid.
they're like the size of like the top of this pepper shaker, the other ones. They're pretty big. Yeah, they are used in art projects often, actually.
A Christmas, I think I made a Christmas ornament of like a tractor or something, and the wheels were the big one.
He's not letting go of that, so I'm gonna have a little more here.
That's good.
Isn't it delicious?
What's in, is it a cheese? Is it like a or something?
So, why ever would you think that?
I mean, I did hear him saying it a minute ago, so.
So this recipe has its bare basics. It's basically a meat sauce with tomato in there, and then we add a little bit of Worcestershire, and of course we also add a little bit of a cheese ending to it with some shredded cheddar and some Boursin to give it that creaminess.
Some Worcestershire?
Yeah, I put a very little bit of that in there.
Worcestershire?
To help yes, Worcestershire
sauce.
There's like the horse pulling this
Scooby-Doo
wagon.
episode.
Is that what he does? In
Worcestershire sauce.
Yes, exactly. It's really good, and it's easy. It's quick. It's incredibly. It's a crowd-pleasing meal. If I have another cookbook that has fewer ingredients in it, I think I'll have to add this one to it. It's really good, and you know what?
Like a little old man named Cookie who makes it.
Yeah, it almost tastes like a little bit like a bolognese, but without any of the wine in there, and there's no carrots or peas and things like that. But it's delicious. It's truly awesome.
It's really like
crowd pleaser.
Hearty.
Yeah, hearty and a crowd pleaser. All right, let me finish this video now. Enjoy the rest of that. My friends, if you enjoyed this video, check out my website, pressureluckcooking.com, as well as my cookbooks. Right now, there are 2 of them available, the Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook and the lighter Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook, orange, blue, and the 3rd cookbook, the Simple Comfort Step-by-Step Instant Pot Cookbook. Simple Comfort Food is going to be brought into your homes, my next volume on April 12th of 2022. That's the yellow book that'll be coming out. Check out facebook.com/pressureluckcooking and like that page anytime a new recipe comes out, deals on items, tips. If you want some funny shenanigans in your life a little bit, check that out and like it. And at Pressure Luck Cooking on all the other socials like YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I barely ever use those, but whatever, I have to say it. Thanks again, my friends, and the next time you're in the supermarket and you have your wagon or your buggy or your cart, make sure you make some Chuckwagon Pasta and turn dinner into art. Enjoy.
It's delicious.